Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of our brothers that has a legal open carry situation going on. And as you can see, we always have problems when our brothers carry. So if you don't mind, give us a little information so we can educate our brothers on how to properly open carry.
Okay, you have the open carry license, which is right here. You see the state of Georgia has a carry license. It doesn't say concealed, it says just carry license. So you're allowed to go ahead and carry it in open like I have it, you know what I'm saying, on my hip. All right. There's certain places that you can't go into, like bars, which there are some bars that allow you to go in and you can go ahead and have your weapon on you. But if it's clearly printed on the door or somewhere on this place, on the residence that you can't go ahead and carry, then you can't go ahead and bring it in. Places that have armed security guards, like federal buildings and things like that, you can go in banks, you can go into any Walmart, any grocery store, as long as there's nothing on the door that says you can't carry that firearm. Now the mall has it inside the mall by the carousel. It's right there. It says things that aren't permitted. You know what I'm saying? And then it'll say no firearms.
Okay.
If it says no firearms. Waffle House is another one that doesn't allow you to go ahead and carry firearms. It says no firearms on premises. Although it says no firearms on premises, if you have a concealed firearm,
meaning
it's not shown.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Then they won't know if you have it on you or not.
Okay.
But if you have you have to carry one, you can't display it.
Right. Okay.
So it's against the law for them to just go ahead and come up to you. If you have a carry license, for somebody to just come up to you and say, "Excuse me, do you have a permit for that?" I have to check you. You can get against the car because, like I said, unless as long as you have a license, you don't have to display it. I tell brothers, I'm about to go ahead and get the one that folds over, like, you know what I'm saying, and you can have it where it folds over and it's on your belt.
The license.
And the license is displayed there like this. You'll be sitting here, and this way here, you don't have to ask me no questions. You see the license, you see my photo, and you see the weapon.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You can carry that anytime, any place. And a lot of people think that if you have this, it goes ahead and causes people to go ahead and think about trying to take it. I think of it as a deterrent.
Okay.
If you see this, you already know what it's hitting for.
Okay.
So if you try to take this,
right,
I have the right to defend myself.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And any other patron that's in here.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? You would think it'd be a deterrent than to go ahead and have somebody come after you to get it.
Right. Now, talk about the reactions you get from law when they see you as a black man carrying.
I go ahead and I walk by officers every day. I see them, and they say, I say, "How you doing today, officer?" And they're like, "Fine, how you doing today?" And I never had a reaction. I have more reactions from people from the regular public than I do, from law enforcement. Most of the time, people who the regular public, if they see you, they give you that respect. Most people want to back up 2 feet from it. Or if you're in line, they say, "No, you can go first." You know what I'm saying? And then the general public mostly goes ahead and feels more safer, secure that you have a weapon. You know what I'm saying? Because they know pretty much nothing's going to happen while you're in there, in their presence. You know what I'm saying? And so it gives us a sense of security too.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? As well as yourself.
Right. Definitely.
Like I said, most of the public, they my reactions from them would have been like, I wish that we had more people that could carry a weapon. You know what I'm saying? Rather than the people that don't, because most people who can carry a weapon use that right and that liberal, liberty to actually do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? The weapon on my hip is not to go ahead and scare people and not to go ahead and make people think that, I'm trying to, oppress anyone or anything like that. It's the idea that, look I haven't committed no felonies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Touching on that, if someone had a felony,
you can't go ahead and have one.
Ever. Is that for life or
unless of
break
course
that down?
It was expunged. Now you can have a felony that's expunged. If it shows up when they go ahead and do your NCIS check,
Okay.
then they'll come back. If it didn't get caught, they will, and they find it later, they'll come back to you. They'll call you up and they'll say, you need to return the weapon. It happened to,
so some people do slip through the cracks and get a gun.
It happened to my relative.
Wow.
He bought a weapon, and then maybe like 2 months later, they came back and said, look, you have to return that weapon. Now, they could have just kicked the door in and went ahead and you wake up in the morning with a gun in your face.
For real?
Yeah, they could do that because you should know your record as well as they do. You know what I'm saying?
So
if you know if you committed like a domestic violence charge, drug offense, any kind of felony, then you can't go. You lose the right to go ahead and
now
carry.
Is it a violent felony or just any
felony?
Okay.
That's automatic.
So it is possible to still get a gun with a felony. If they don't catch it, you can obtain it, but they still can come take it back from you.
Okay. Now you have to show what you did, disposition of that weapon.
Okay.
You can sell it to a relative.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? In that event, you can sell it to a relative, or you can sell it back to the gun store that you purchased it from. You know
Okay.
as long as you show disposition of that weapon.
Okay.
If you don't show disposition, then they're going to assume that you still have it in your possession, and then they'll come and take it back.
Okay. So and how do you know if it's expunged or not?
Now,
if you try to get it done as a felon,
right? If you try to go ahead and to go ahead and purchase a weapon, when they do your NCIS check, if it comes back and they say you're good, you'll think you're good until they, like I said, you won't know.
So you won't know. There's no way to really prove it.
Prove it. And that shit has been expunged.
Okay, so brothers, y'all definitely got to be up on it. Make sure. Double check.
Double check. You know what I'm saying? Just tell them, look, I'd rather take the 10 days. Give me 10 days. You're supposed to get 10 days to go ahead and for them to go ahead and decide whether you get your weapon.
Okay.
Or not. Most of the time, if you have, because the system may be busy sometimes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They're doing it all over the place. But sometimes, if you're delayed in being able to get your weapon, that's normally a good sign that there's something wrong. You know what I'm saying? But if you know yourself that you have a domestic violence, any kind
you should find out instantly when you're trying to apply.
Yeah,
right?
You'll know. They'll go ahead and say, I'm sorry. Or if you put the wrong stuff, I'm going to tell you this also. When you fill out that paperwork, there's probably like about 40 or 50 questions on it.
Okay.
Answer them correctly and pay attention, because any one of them questions, if you answer the wrong way, they have the right to deny you the right to get your weapon. Now, you might have just made a mistake.
Okay.
You can't just cross it out and do another one.
You got to start all over.
It's against the law.
Oh,
you can't
wow.
do that. They have to wait 48 hours before they can go ahead and let you do it again.
Y'all hear that? Make sure you do it correctly, my brothers. Brothers that are legally permitted to carry, be very careful to fill out the paperwork very carefully, or, like he said, 48 hours before you can retry again. So this is valuable information because a lot of brothers don't know. They don't even know how much it costs.
It's only $77.
$77 to get your permit to carry, because in this society nowadays, the law wants to disarm the black man as much as possible. And knowledge is power, because a lot of people that don't know, they don't go prepare themselves or arm themselves to protect their home or whatever, because nowadays we're being killed daily on the street.
It's one of our rights.
It's one of our rights.
To go ahead and possess a firearm. You know what I'm saying? You have life, living, pursuit of happiness, plus you got the right to go ahead and defend yourself.
Exactly. Now, I did see the video where they drew down on the black man who was legally carrying. Did you see that video?
Yeah, I did.
And then they showed the white guy that they didn't do anything, and he was harassing and talking crazy to the cops, and they didn't bother him. They was like, all right, sir, you go ahead, have a nice day. So, I mean, what?
It depends on the personality of the person that you're dealing with at the time, you know what I'm saying? And their own individual state of mind, let's say, because automatically, just to this morning, I went to have breakfast, and I ate in a restaurant that clearly at some point in time before, you could tell we wasn't allowed in there.
Oh,
you know
wow.
Let alone a black man with a weapon on his hip.
Exactly.
You know
there was a threat to some.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You know what I'm saying? But they was the people was very, very, hospitable, you know what I'm saying, very nice, you know what I'm saying, and they treated me, with respect, you know what I'm saying. I mean, I do the same. I was respectful, you know what I'm saying. Most of the time, I forget that I even have it on my hip.
Okay.
I've walked into DFAX or another place and had it on my hip, and although I was allowed to carry it in there, they frown upon it. They'd rather you keep it in the vehicle.
Okay.
That's kind of a hostile atmosphere.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
DFAX.
Right. People come in screaming, I want my kids or whatever.
Yeah, Social Security, places like that. Even like pawn shops, you know what I'm saying? They'll go ahead and have you can carry it, but they'll want you to go ahead and unload it. You know what I'm saying? It can't be loaded, you know what I'm saying? But you can still have it. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, you take the clip out, you know what I'm saying? Make sure there's nothing in the chamber, and then you just go in with it. But a lot of times I forget I even have it on my hip. You know what I'm saying?
So would you encourage a legal person that's able? Would you encourage them to get legal and carry them and protect themselves? Because the one fear is most people have is if you didn't have it in a situation, you probably wouldn't have shot or maybe killed a person, because normally when you don't have it, you kind of let stuff slide. So when you carry, there's more pressure on you to either do right or do wrong. How do you deal with that?
No, you have to go ahead and use common sense. You know what I'm saying? The first thing is you don't want to go ahead and cause nobody no harm. You know what I'm saying? Every morning when I put it on, I don't think about, will I shoot somebody today or will I shoot somebody today? And a friend of mine used to go ahead and say it's better to be judged by 6 than judged by 12 than carried by 6.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The idea is that I just go ahead, I'm just protecting myself and my loved ones and the people that are around me. You know what I'm saying? Not only am I protecting myself, but what if we're sitting here in the store and somebody brandished a weapon and was trying to rob a teller or something like that, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Or if someone was being robbed outside in the parking lot, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, it helps me with security and it helps other people, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Now the flip side to that is if somebody ran in here to rob the store right now, you would be the threat that you would be the target first.
Yeah, because I have the weapon.
And if they see it before you see them, you're liable to be...
I'm liable to be shot.
Exactly. So that's the flip side.
Pros and cons about having a weapon.
Exactly. So please understand that, people, that if you do carry, you may draw unnecessary threats to yourself. If a robber is coming to rob and they see you have a gun, chances are they're going to go for you first because you're the biggest threat. So just be advised. Just pray about it. And
people see you all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, they ask me, wow, you know what I'm saying? That's nice. You know what I'm saying? What kind of weapon is that? You know what I'm saying? You have to use common sense. You know what I'm saying? When you have that weapon, because anything can happen.
Right.
And when I'm in line, a child could go ahead and be behind me, reach in, try to grab it, or even, maybe an assailant may go ahead and decide, well, look at, this perfect opportunity. You never know what's going on in somebody else's mind. I don't have a weapon, but maybe I'll grab his. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So you have to keep your wits about you at all times, and I do that. You know what I'm saying? I make sure that who's behind me or around me, I make sure they keep a considerable distance from me, or I make sure I keep my distance from them.
Exactly. How easy is it to dismount if somebody tried to?
It's not going.
So they just can snatch it and run.
They just can snatch it and run.
Okay.
But, it takes a little force.
Oh no. Okay, we good.
It takes a little bit of force to get it out. But with ease, an adult could just grab it and then snatch it out. But you'll feel it.
Oh, okay.
You'll feel it.
You feel it. Okay.
And, so that's why you try to get make sure people keep their distance.
Right.
You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? And you keep your distance from them. That's
okay.
All right. No problem. I'm prior military. I had 17 and a half years military service.
I'm glad you said that. I was going to ask that.
Military police. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to having a weapon on my hip. Normally Beretta, you know what I'm saying, 9mm Beretta or whatever. But, I know how to carry a weapon. I know how to clean my weapon. I know how to take care of a weapon. I know how to protect myself. So, for me, it's not that hard, you know what I'm saying, to go and do the right thing.
Okay. Well, that's good. One other thing that I always said was, when you go to get your license, how do they know, which they probably can never tell,